It's Nickelodeon Kart Racers, which is a thrilling kart-based experience. So there's the single player and the multiplayer, and there's a shop where you can kind of get new items that you can buy with the slime points that you unlock as you play the game. There's a local multiplayer for up to 4 players, including a battle type mode. There's the single player, which includes a time attack, a free race, and a Grand Prix with a series of different levels. You can do it as a team style or as an individual. There's different racing cups that are comprised of various levels. It's actually got a very impressive assortment of levels present with it. There are 24 in total slime-based tracks because it's Nickelodeon, as you can see, and they vary between regular sort of driving and sort of being on a boat, which is a bit different. I guess we'll do regular to kind of show that off, and then you can choose your AI difficulty too. Do breeze, I guess. There's an assortment of Nickelodeon characters. I would have honestly liked more. I feel there's more franchises because there's only 4 represented here. You got Spongebob, Hey Arnold, the Turtles, and Rugrats. So we're gonna be Spongebob, I guess, and jump in here. And at that point, once you pick your character, you're able to select, if you'd want a different colored sort of paint job to your car, or you don't want different jet skis when you're going on. And we're going to jump into this, and of course that will slightly alter your vehicle's capabilities, which is thrilling. So the races are kind of like a default setting, but you can actually see they're fairly well detailed. The backdrops are incredibly simplistic, looking like, I don't know, a Gen or 2 ago's kind of backdrops. They just open empty spaces. But the maps themselves are actually pretty well developed, I've got to say, though. They feel like a classic karter. You kind of drive around, you collect coins, bump into others. There's power-ups to unleash on other people, as you saw, with the kind of weird cube shapes. There's boosts. I guess I should also mention that you can kind of fly. This is a part of it too. Kind of like, think about Mario Kart, but simpler, more kids-focused, and Nickelodeon in style. And then you can kind of look backwards and drop that down, and you collect the slime, and then the slime is how you do a boost, which we're going to unleash afterwards as we get going here, because these are like speed bumps. There's little tiny obstacles that come in, like the giant hands. I thought this was a good level to show off the game because it kind of has a lot of dynamic elements to it. There we go, we're using our slime. You can see that on the top left corner being used. You drive slower when you're on the sides. There are I don't know, shortcuts you can find, and the levels sort of dynamically change too. You kind of get a new area will open up in the late game of the level competition. I think that's quite well done. You can kind of drift a little bit too if you'd like to. Collect slime, go a little bit faster. You can unlock or unleash a slime sort of spot by hitting the bouncing slime capsule thingy on the ground, which is kind of cool. But I think we need to switch this up and show off a different map so you get a better idea of how things go. Here we go in the toy store. Wah. But yeah, the tracks are all sort of different. The characters all have a unique style. And I think the slime element is neat and does actually make sense for the theme of the package. They got some fun little things to this. I think the target audience is really going to sort of enjoy this, playing with their characters and stuff. I wish their characters maybe had some sort of phrases going on and stuff. It seems a little bit, it's a very simplistic type of game. It's very easy going, and I don't imagine the achievements would be too difficult if that's your sort of thing to actually achieve and work towards. Obviously, with the Grand Prix, you kind of compete over a series of tracks and kind of the modes between the, what's available on this, just racing and the time attack. And then you're able to get a comprehensive score over a series of levels, and that determines whether or not you win the Prix. So that's absolutely thrilling. And yeah, so generally, I think, you know, visually it looks fine. It captures the characters well. They all look authentic in regards to how I remember them. Except for, I guess, the turtles look a little bit different nowadays. I remember them being a little bit more darker and realistic, but, you know, whatever. Hard for me to keep up on that kind of thing. But, you know, like SpongeBob and stuff, and Hey Arnold and that, I think the characters are represented perfectly fine with the time and the slime. And while the levels are kind of simplistic, they do have some dynamically neat things to them as far as, you know, the slime on it, the setup, the layouts. It's a very competent kart racing title. It's not really going to do anything new, but it does take use of the brand that it's representing correctly in regards to hitting that sort of niche target audience with the younger folks. I think they'll kind of appreciate, geez, what's been done with this one, and I mean, it can be actually pretty competitive, you know. I mean, you can get stopped at any point and freak out, and it does keep that 3D karting edge going pretty well. And it mixes up the action too, and it doesn't really let you cheat because, you know, it slows you down on the sides if you're doing what you're not supposed to, so that's confined well. And then there's cool team play options if you'd like to play with others, and of course the multiplayer competitions too are present if that's the sort of thing you want to do. You want to do some local play. There's no online functionality, so I mean, we're all looking forward to that, weren't you? But you know what I mean, it's an offline game. Enjoy it, and split screen and stuff. And enjoy, you know, fine performance and some good competition, because obviously, you know, the AI's got differing or varying levels of difficulty to them. They can put up a pretty good challenge. And they're not just gonna let you win every time. Donnie's gonna come down hard at you. Dun-dun-dun. It's weird. Into Dimension X. This is, oh, they're kind of funky looking low. I'm trying to find levels that are a little bit different. I mean, I would have liked them to be a little bit more. No, they're pretty detailed, but it's just like the backdrops kind of leave a lot to be desired, to be honest. They're just very simplistic. Oh, there's the slime time getting unleashed. I think that's kind of a cool touch. Just, I can't help but feel that there should have been more to, like, maybe some obscure show characters or something in this. Compared to, like, the great level, like a plethora of levels to race along. I feel like the character selection's a bit limited as to opposed to what it could have been. Because I know Nickelodeon's got some shows sitting there. They've got to, you know, have some additional shows sitting there. But I think they get a lot of things right. It feels well and handles decently well as a karter. So I know that people really love this type of genre, and it does hit well with the younger demographic, and I think they'll appreciate this, you know, to that. I personally don't find it too thrilling, but I do appreciate certain aspects of what they've accomplished. It's fine to play, you know, it's got some interesting levels, some unique abilities to throw at and attack people, and it's got those multiplayer options, which is appreciated. So there's quite a bit to this. The checkpoints are really fair too, so if you get like knocked off, you can see kind of there, almost got knocked off in the air, it'll put you to a good point where you're still, you know, really competing with other people. A lot of these older kart games, old style kart games, I want to say, kind of just screw you over when that happens, so that's nice to see. But yeah, so that's Nickelodeon Kart Racers. It's alright, you know, it does its thing, and it does it competently. Not really a lot of complaints, but yeah, generally all right.